void, but somehow different this time.
Surprised I can pull you into this place? The outsider marked me long ago. I made you flee your precious tower and turned your father into cold stone. How difficult for you. But when I was young, sweet Jessamine and I were close as sisters, sharing a secret. Emperor Kaldwin had another daughter, born in shame to a kitchen maid.
Am I dreaming? If not, how is Delilah doing this?
I told you when you're older. Perhaps next year.
You said that last year. Jessamine is younger than me, and she's at court every day.
Business, well, it's complicated. You'll understand someday.
What did I do? I'll be good. I swear.
Next year, I promise.
During the day, Jessamine and I played games in the tower. But at night, I'd go back to the servants' quarters to cockroaches and thin gruel. Emperor Daddy would visit and tell me if I was good. Next year, I'd be old enough to come to court to be a princess. Then one day, pretty Jessamine broke something worth a fortune, and the spy master caught us. She claimed I did it, and he whipped me in the garden house until I bled. My mother lost her kitchen job, and that night we were out on the streets with no place to sleep.
I didn't break it.
Would you like to tell me who did?
We were just playing.
Young lady Jessie, what is your account of that?
It was her. Delilah's lie. She broke it.
Mother and I saw the nastiest parts of Dunwall, ending up in debtor's prison. Jessamine died quick on an assassin's blade, but my mother lingered for weeks after a fat guard broke her jaw. They threw me out when she died. I looked up at the lights of Dunwall Tower and swore revenge. Washing bedsheets in a brothel, I painted on the side, until Anton Sokolov took me as a student. That's the polite word for it. I was crafty even before the outsider marked me, and survived the worst the Empire could offer. Now it's your turn.
My mother's sick. She needs help.
Your mother kicked off while you were out begging. She's another bag of bones now, girl.
What? No!
Your sentence is served and she'll be tossed out with the others. You can't stay here anymore.
It's hard to know whether my dear old aunt is telling the truth or not. When I saw what they'd done to Anton Sokolov, I wanted to hurt everyone who'd helped Delilah and the Duke of Serkonos pull off their coup. Sokolov is the man who made whale oil into a weapon, who turned back the plague, and now he's barely able to speak. The hands that painted the most powerful men and women of our time shake too badly to hold a spoon. When he does talk, he's going to give me a name. The next step along the way to Dugluka Abel, then Delilah herself. A name. That's all I need.
I'm with you, even in the void. If only I could do more.
Mother? That wasn't a dream, was it?
Am I to blame for Delilah's bitterness?
All this is her doing. And she'll die for it.
Our decisions have weight. I feel my time drawing to an end soon.
For a man of his age, Sokolov's making better progress than I would have expected.
Good to see you're still with us. Thank you for helping, Anton.
Sokolov's not the only one making a rapid recovery. I'll be good enough to leave soon. There's a lot to do. Of course, unless the Duke falls, he'll undo my best efforts here.
Then we'll have to make sure Duke Luca Abel doesn't overstay his welcome.
Karnaka's key leaders are flawed, for certain. After all this is settled with the Duke, and the time of the coup has passed, whichever ones are left standing could change things here. Consider that, as you come face to face with the Duke's remaining associates.
Some of them have made their beds, Alexandria.
I wish there was something I could remember to help in your efforts.
Not clever enough. What's wrong with people like that?
A restless mind and an empty heart, perhaps. Jindosh would have snuffed me out as soon as he got bored. I appreciate what Emily did for me, freeing me from that place.
I searched for you, Anton. I would have found you.
I knew you'd try, Megan. They kept me going after they gave me to Jindosh.
Either way, you're back now. I'm glad.
Emily.
Ah, the Empress has risen. A peaceful sleep, I hope. Nothing like the pillows at Dunwall Tower, made of goose feathers.
Sit down when you want to talk.
Anton, you've had 3 days to rest. Tell me how to kill Delilah.
They tortured him. His body is covered with bruises.
Delilah has the throne, and my father is missing. This is Anton Sokolov, the greatest mind in the Empire.
No, Emily. Megan is right. I can make electricity move from one side of the room to the other, but Delilah is beyond my understanding. When I came to Sarkonos, I meant to leave everything behind. But when the assassination started, I couldn't ignore it. By the time Megan and I connected the murders to the Duke, it was too late. The Crown Killer came for me. It kept me alive from my knowledge, but I saw things. Jindosh often had a visitor, Breanna Ashworth.
She's the curator of the Royal Conservatory.
Yes, Ashworth is dangerous, as obsessed with the occult as Delilah. Apparently, she's working on a device called the Oraculum.
There's more to her than either of you know.
If Ashworth is one of Delilah's lieutenants, I need to eliminate her. Who knows what this device is capable of, or what she's up to. It'll be good to see the Royal Conservatory, even if it's closed to the public. One of the more elaborate structures in Karnaka, closed to the public. More of the Duke's questionable rulership. Wake me when Karnaka starts to burn. What a painting that will make. Maybe I should begin a series of bloodfly-related sketches. Infested corpses and the like.
Meet me at the skiff when you want to set out for the Royal Conservatory.
I have trouble remembering my mother's face sometimes. But there might be some resemblance.
Painted from memory. While trying to learn more about what the Duke of Serkonos was up to, I began hearing a name I hadn't heard in almost 2 decades. Delilah Copperspoon. We painted together for a time, but her obsession with the occult and the Caldwin family took her out of my circles.
I saw some of her paintings. Beautiful, but somehow sinister.
You knew Delilah? All this time traveling with you and you never mentioned that?
My past is none of your business. You don't own everything, Empress.
Another life, another life. Megan came to Karnaca to reinvent herself. Maybe I did as well, but the Duke of Serkonos had other ideas.
We'll take the skiff. I don't want to bring the dreadful whale any closer than we have to. There is a small dock in Syria Gardens, close to the conservatory. That's as far as I can take you. Ready to go?
Yes, let's go.
There'll be a Grand Guard presence outside the Royal Conservatory. Inside, be prepared for anything. Ashworth runs with an eclectic crowd. They'll be the real danger.
Someday I'd like to know more about how you met Ashworth.
I know you would. Trust me. Ashworth is important to Delilah. Which brings up something else. You might be able to exploit the Abbey of the Everyman in removing Ashworth from play. Turns out the Vice Overseer in Karnaca has been watching Ashworth from a hidden outpost near the Royal Conservatory. Check it out first if you want more options. Remember, if she's still working with Delilah, Ashworth is a grave threat.
Thanks, Megan. See you soon.
I'll meet you back here when it's done. If you can find Byrne's spying setup, he's probably collected some useful notes about whatever Ashworth is up to. Breanna Ashworth is a true believer. She'll never turn away from Delilah. Ashworth won't give a second thought to cutting your throat. Don't give her the chance. Delilah's coven crossed paths with my old gang 15 years back. It was a bad time.
Why do you cover your face? What do you want? Oh, I'm sorry. Please, take a look around. Welcome to my shop. Say, an acquaintance of mine is supposed to be holed up in an office overlooking the Royal Conservatory. Check on them if you're headed that way. I'd check myself, but the streets are locked down. I'd make it worth your time.
I'll think about it.
See anything you like?
When I told her she was going to die, that she's Delilah's
That's what the
favorite.
teacher said.
I'm
She
tired of all this hullabaloo.
I pay good money
And
to
why
make
not?
sure things like this don't happen.
Look at you, leaving a trail of bloody boot prints across this dying city. Breanna Ashworth would have been miserable as a member of high society, forced to wed some bloated banker. Her only moments of real freedom, getting drunk at fancy balls, and slipping away to couple with strangers. It would have ended in an unhappy marriage and a late-night plunge into an icy river. But just before Mother and Father married her off, so many years ago, she found Delilah instead. It was all highways and graveyards after that, never looking back. Vice Overseer Byrne is an ambitious man, but he believes in the Abbey's mission, protecting the good people of the Empire against the likes of us. You know he'd be happier deep down if this ended with Breanna Ashworth's head on a spike. Maybe yours as well.
Always. They don't gotta say it twice. They probably ran off, if you ask me. Must have had a thing for each other.
No, she went missing a day before he did. And someone found an officer's pistol in the gutter. I think something else happened. Maybe they went inside the conservatory.
Look, Karnaka's leaking people. We tell ourselves we're keeping it together, but everyone is afraid of what will happen when it really falls apart.
Breanna Ashworth, curator of the Royal Conservatory. For a while, I've believed Ashworth has some connection to the occult in Karnaka. Something is happening that I don't understand. The Overseers are the forward face of the Abbey, but equally important are our sisters from the Oracular Order. To be direct, I suspect something is wrong within their sect. Subtle changes to the types of proclamations they've been making. Small but troubling deviations from tradition. But publicly saying anything along those lines will get me accused of heresy by my rivals within the Abbey. Is it possible that Ashworth has infiltrated the Oracular Order?
So Vice Overseer Byrne thinks Ashworth is interfering with the Oracular Order. If true, it's another reason she has to be eliminated.
Karnaka, my Karnaka, brothers and sisters of my blood, and all the little people who make this great city trundle along. This is the Duke, but you must all know my voice by now. A new empress
Ashworth is somewhere inside the Royal Conservatory.
first of her
It's
name.
not something bad. Maybe it's nothing.
There are some traitors who question her claims to the throne. Morally, tibia, treasonous nations skulking in the cold, gloomy north. If they want war, we'll give it to them, no matter how many of you I have to sacrifice. Serkonos will fight for Delilah.
Wicked ladies and hunters of slithering things in the hours before dawn, former milkmaids and magistrates, come before me and bow, for I am Delilah, your queen.
All hail Delilah. The moon in the sky and the mist lying over the lake like a blanket.
Amelia, dear, if Breanna hears you and her mood is off, you're going to lose an eye making fun like that.
She's only having fun.
Yes, because otherwise the Abbey will see us all blackened by fire. Now stop with this nonsense.
Something is amiss. Oh,
I need to find out how a sword through the heart wasn't enough to kill our new Empress, Delilah.
Who is this man carrying Jindosh? What power does he hold over Breanna? Are they lovers?
Perhaps, but that wouldn't give him any power over Breanna. Jindosh is an ally, an agent of the Duke, gifted in the ways of natural philosophy. Together, they've built something that can pierce the void itself.
I've never seen Breanna work with machines. She's always relied on precious bones and ivory, carved in a room with no light, painted with ash and moon's blood. Not lenses and silver cogs, covered in stinking grease.
This is a special endeavor, important to Delilah. You think no one can harm us, but the Overseers and the Sisters of the Oracular Order are fanatics, dedicated to stopping us from living the lives we want.
So why use their own machinery? These music boxes, even when torn apart, they'll bring us bad luck. I don't like it.
Jindosh and Breanna know what they're doing. Their collaboration is unusual, but it pleases Delilah, and it's Brianna's obsession.
So it is then. Let's hope that cursed mechanism doesn't pull us all into the void.
mistress hears you've been looking at her old journals in the Forbidden Archives, she's going to be cross.
I only had a bit of a peek. Breanna was busy with something elaborate just before Delilah came to Karnataka. I wanted to know what it was.
I'm teasing, Tamina. I read it too. Do you think Delilah really could have done that? I've heard the same stories about Paolo the Howler.
What you've heard about Paolo is not the same. He's a street orphan, full of tricks. But I have faith Delilah could do such a thing.
Coming back? It doesn't seem possible. That's all.
My dear Orlando, some people see doors where you and I only see walls.
Mother, would I even be in this situation if you'd lived?
I'm told he's a gibbering idiot now.
I don't know, Delilah. Forgive me.
No, my dear, it's a loss, but I doubt he had anything more to give us.
Sokolov was taken away as well.
Who would want that ancient fool? Never mind. How goes the communion? I am hungry to whisper into the ears of the oracular sisters.
My influence grows. Last night, I walked through a dream with one of them, and we drank from a fountain in the town where she was born.
Vice Overseer Burns' suspicions were right.
Business with Jindosh won't affect things.
No. He continued to take her with the lenses. Thicker, thinner, more opaque. It was tiresome to watch. I still have the old lenses and cast-off parts piled in my workshop, but Jindosh finished some time ago. The rest is up to me, learning to use the machine. A tricky thing, touching the void through such a device.
Blood and biscuits. I look forward to using it myself once you're ready.
Will you visit soon?
Perhaps. Dunwall Tower is mostly in hand. The High Overseer won't be a problem anymore. And there's the matter of my own project. I grow more excited with each brushstroke. When I come to Karnaka, we'll drink an ocean of good wine and stay tight as a boiled owl.
I look forward to it.
For now, I need your eyes on the Duke. At least until we have the sisters under control. There's no one else I trust. I'll reach out to you again on the morrow. Farewell.
Goodbye, Delilah, my empress. It seems rather rude to die here, whoever you were. A corpse? What in the world?
These odd lenses might be linked to what Ashworth is working on. If I can sabotage Ashworth's communion device, she'll be powerless. Ashworth's journal might tell me more about why Delilah can't be killed.
I meant nothing to my fine family, beyond an advantageous marriage and years of childbearing. They promised me to a man 3 times my age who wheezed on about our wedding night. But a curious thing happened on the way to the altar, Delilah. From the first time I slipped out of the manor in the dead of night, there was no returning to my cage. Looking at the stars and drinking wine on a rooftop, I was free. Instead of seeing the overseers for marriage, I visited my father's banker and raced away from my old life toward Delilah. Those were the Coven's glory days.
Ignore them. Burn the fields. Make a black line across the map to stop the light. Black Glass Knife, sisters. Is it an object of heresy? Something crafted by apostate hands. I see stains under the fingernails. Long, fine fingernails. Not blood, no, not wine. It is the eve from a squid. A squid caught in the cold, cold waters above the world. The western corner of Tibia, by sailors from the Union. Caught in a long line of red silk, drawn up from the dark waters below. No, not useful. Not useful alone, but I see the long, loving hands again, stained by the ink, raising the knife up of a box made of color paper. I cannot see what is contained within, but the King of Morning is there, in a room with the others, while his queen sleeps in their bed. The gates of Dunwall Tower, and they are dying. Delilah and her coven are not alone, but they are with the clockwork men. High Overseer Kulan orders the ancient music played, but it does no good. The clockworks are not things of heresy, sisters. The music has no effect. The overseers are falling. The high overseer is dragged away. He fights while there's strength in his body, even while the tears from his eyes. His eyes grow dull as the blood runs from his body. He waits to surprise the one who returns to Dunwall Tower. Only one of the overseers still breathes, and he had a mission given by one of us, by one of the sisters. But he will fail, and we will never know the answer.
So this could be tampered with. Ashworth could be cut off from the void entirely. No more witchcraft. Now to activate it and sever Ashworth's connection to the void. All that's...
What will I do now? I'm ruined. That feeling. The things I could do. The touch of the void. Delilah. It was everything I had. I'm no threat to you now. To anyone. Leave me be. Please. No. That's it.
After Delilah fell to the assassin tower, her magic was lost, and the coven scattered. I made a new life in Karnaca. Then I heard her whispering from the void, leading me to the Duke, who heard those same whispers. Together we worked to bring Delilah back into the world, changing the Empire from the home of Aramis Stilton 3 years ago. Across the Isles, all of us who'd been with her at Brigmore and before, we felt the magic return. Others joined. New faces, new blood. Now, Delilah is immortal. Forever. She holds Dunwall, and we've turned to corrupting the oracular order. The overseers take guidance from their prophetic sisters, and soon we'll influence their dreams and visions.
Why do you cover your face? What do you want? Oh, I'm sorry. Please take a look around. Welcome back. I see you found the prototype.
Your acquaintance didn't make it.
It is a risky line of work, I'm afraid, but let's not dwell. I expect you'll be interested in payment. First your finder's fee, of course, and if you like, I can draw up some schematics based on the prototype, something you can use to modify your tools. And as a token of my appreciation, a discount at the shop.
A fair deal.
What?
So it's done.
Ashworth won't be a problem anymore.
Good. But Emily, there's something else. Back when I lived in Dunwall, I did things that I'm not proud of.
Isn't that a requirement for citizenship?
What I've got to say is not a joke. I knew Delilah and Ashworth. Bought into their bullshit. Which led me down a bad road. To be honest, before all this, I thought Delilah dead. I don't want to get into it right now. But I felt like you should know. There are things I regret.
You never know who to trust, do you?
Everybody makes mistakes, Empress. You'll have to tell me all your secrets someday. Are you ready to leave now?
Yes. Let's go. Take me back to the Dreadful Whale.
Another step toward the Duke of Serkonos and Delilah.